Hi guys, my name is Maggie and welcome back to On and Off the Couch. You know, ideally here there would be like some kind of intro to the topic that we're gonna discuss today, that I'm gonna talk about today, but I don't have that yet. Maybe I'll do it myself someday. Maybe I'll just open. I don't know what are the studios for like mini animations. Maybe something in Adobe again. I don't know. Anyway, guys, before we start the topic, I just wanted to quickly say that I'm so grateful for your support, for all of your support so much. I can't believe that I have 35 subscribers in a matter of 3 days or something like that. Because just today we were looking, me and my boyfriend, we were looking at my other channel and how, because I have screenshots of how it progressed, so I can look back and appreciate even more the progress I have. And we saw that I had 45 subscribers for in a matter of a month and a week or something like that, and now have 35 in a matter of 3 days or 4 days. And I'm so extremely grateful and so extraordinarily happy. I don't have words for it. I thank you so much. The first night when I got the first five subscribers of this channel, I couldn't sleep from excitement. I went to sleep at around 1:30 a.m. I think, and I woke up at 6 or 6:30 a.m. or something like that from excitement, all of it. And yeah, to give you some kind of idea, I usually go to bed by 10:30 or 11 at most, and I wake up at 7:30 with the dog. So, yeah, thank you guys so much. All right, now to the subject at hand today, which is the 30s. I've chosen this topic because I am approaching my 30s. I will begin them this year in November, in mid November. And when I say I can't freaking wait for that to happen. I'm so excited for the 30s because I honestly think this will be my best decade yet. I mean, I'm sure that, they would be just, the others would just add on to it. But right now, I think this will be my best one yet. And I just want to talk about that for a second because I think that, well, nowadays I think the way people view the 30s is changing a little bit, but what I grew up with is different. The idea that I grew up with is different. And by the way, this time I bought a notebook in which to to have some kind of script, because last time when I did the first episode, when I listened to it, I realized that I had actually forgotten to say some stuff that I had rehearsed 20,000 times in my head before that. But because I was so nervous, a lot of things just went out basically. So now I wrote some points to kind of keep to. So I am a little bit more prepared. So to take you back, the way the 30s were presented to me when I was a kid was that this big scary thing where you should have you should have your life figured out already, and you know what you want to do, who you want to be, who you want to be with, possibly a kid on the way or already have one, and yeah, basically. And if you don't have at least one of those things going into your 30s, it was like, oh no, and God forbid you don't have any of those things. It's the end of the world. And that was kind of that whole point was kind of presented to me through TV shows and movies, with the one exception that I can think about right now, which is from 30 going to, or from 13 going to 30. I think it was the movie with Jennifer Garner that actually presented the 30s like something extremely amazing. Um, but I specifically remember one episode of Friends, which is my favorite TV show, where I think Rachel was turning 30, and they had like a flashback of all of these episodes when everybody else was turning 30. And in a one form or matter, they were all freaking out about it. Joey was crying all the time. Monica got drunk, I think. Um, Somebody else did something else, and they were all basically having a little bit of a crisis. I think only Phoebe maybe did something fun, but then it turned out that she was actually 31, so it was a whole other deal there as well. So yeah, so uh, that was basically the idea that I grew up with. And now, now that I'm 29, I actually have a whole different idea of the 30s because, sorry, I had to check my notebook just to see if we're going according to plan. Um, so yeah, now I have a whole other idea about the 30s. And for me to give you an idea how that happened, I'm just gonna take the decades apart. So I'm gonna leave the childhood out and go straight into teenagehood. Ages from 13 to 19. Wonderful ages. Just a grand time if you have a good support system, because at those ages anything is possible and anything possibly can happen. So a good support system is very crucial at that period. I myself had a pretty, I would say, calm teenagehood, but I think it was because, first of all, I was showered with love by my mom, and also I was free to do anything that I want. So I actually didn't want to do anything. But it kind of helped the fact that I've always been an introverted kind of person. So the idea of going out, staying late, and then coming back and whatnot didn't exactly appeal to me that much. And also the company that I kept, I can't say that we were extreme party animals or something like that. I mean, when we had parties, it was at somebody's house. It wasn't so much in clubs or bars or anything like that. Um, so I myself didn't have the wild teenagehood or anything like that, but that doesn't change the fact that during that time you have a lot of new different situations because you are faced with new challenges, which is, grades are now becoming more important, so you have to keep your grades up. You're maybe in a new school, like if you change uh, from middle school or like the school until 13, 14, then high school. Then in high school you have to make new friends. You have to see where you fit in, where with which people you click, with which you don't. What are the social, rules of all. Also, new hormones at all that you have to keep in check, and that you can't always give in to those. And also you also have to be with your family and juggle all of these things essentially. And it's sometimes, as I said, it can be really, really, really hard, especially if you don't have a stable support system, or if the company you keep, like friends and all, because after all, the friends that you make are the second family. I always say that uh, because somebody will say to you, "Oh, you're so lucky about this and this and that," and I would say that no, that's not luck. Those are choices that you make. But the thing that you actually get lucky for is where you are born. For example, I mean, more specifically, in which family, in what family, what are your parents like? What are what is their attitude towards you, and or in which country even. So then the second family is the one you choose, the company you keep. So that's also really important throughout your teenagehood, who you're gonna spend your time with, because during those years, I think a big chunk of the time in the day you are actually with your second family way more, right? Than you're with the people that you're related to. So, those years are kind of very also very crucial for your growing as a person later on, formation like a person. I'm not sure how to describe it exactly. So anyway, 19 comes, and then by 19 you have some idea of what's going on. Maybe you've gotten used to how to deal with all of these things, how to juggle them all. You finally caught the reins of sorts, and then one of two things happen, and I'm gonna talk about one of those things because it's the one that I have experience with. So at 19, 18, 19, 20 or something like that, you finish high school, and then you either go and start working or you go and continue studying college, university. And I'm going to talk about the college university one because this is all kind of what I've seen or my experience um, throughout those years. All right, so college, university, wonderful years once again. And I'm gonna take the ones that are until 24, 25, because the degrees that are until 24, 25, because you have degrees that are like architecture, law, engineering, medicine, and those take a lot more years to do, because you also have like a practice or internships, which I can't speak about because I don't have experience, and I don't think I have a lot of people around me that are in these fields. So I just know things here and there. But so you go to school and you go to college and you spend there 4 or 5 years, depending. And now those are the years that you, once again, if you, I mean, sometimes you and your friend from high school go to the same college, university, but you once again kind of have to see what the social rules are there, and you more or less have to figure out a little bit how to take care of yourself now, because maybe you start living in the college dorm, away from your parents, and you kind of get this sense of independence, which is good because it then that prepares you for after you leave college. But as I said, there are now new things that you need to figure out, like new friends, new circles, networking or whatnot, grades that you need to keep up. Also, there is the possibility that you decide, like mid education, that you actually don't want to study this and you want to change your degree, which could possibly lead to more years that you spend in your 20s studying. I'm not sure about that one though. So this is all kind of could be kind of stressful, give you some anxiety. And by the way, I just forgot to mention that stress and anxiety, I feel like come into play somewhere around in your teenagehood, because there's a lot of pressure about the grades that you keep sometimes, because then that affects whether you get into the college or not that you want and whatnot. But anyway, in college, once again, you have to figure how to juggle these things. But the plus side is that you have more or less experience with that from teenagehood. Yes, and by the way, another thing that I wanted to mention is when you, um, for example, if you want to change your degree, there could be a lot of stress and pressure there, because it, for example, your parents are paying the tuition, and you could feel stress or anxiety that you want to change your degree, but then you know that your parents are paying for it. So there is all this kind of pressure on you to stay in the path that you already have chosen. So that is also a big factor. And this all is let's say is happening in the until 24, 25. Maybe if you're changing like degrees or something, let's say 26, possibly, not sure. But then you are left with 4 5 years up until 30. Now this is where it gets really tricky according to society. Because now you have 4 to 6 years, depending, or 5 6 years, to get a well-paid job, get an apartment, get a man, a girl, get married, have kids. Then also, um, sometimes for girls, for women, it's in some countries or companies, I've heard that, for example, you have to prove yourself again when you come back to work after you've given birth and you've been on maternity leave. I think that's happening more. That's a rare occurrence more and more nowadays, because companies are actually not only giving maternity but also paternity leave. So I'm hoping that it goes mainly in the direction of helping get back to their work activities and whatnot, rather than making it more difficult. But this is a lot of pressure uh, to do so many things before your 30s, because people say to you, um, okay, but you're turning 28 next year, and I mean, okay, you have a girlfriend, that's good. Things are going really well. But when are you gonna get married? Aren't you gonna have kids soon? The 30s are coming are right around next corner, and you're not that young, or things are slowing down, or blah 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 blah. And that is just I can't even describe it, because I don't think anybody should tell you when to have kids, when to get married, and all those things. And you shouldn't listen to them. Absolutely not. Because if you do and put stress on yourself, that would only worse things. What you should do after getting out of college and, finishing your degree is taking care of yourself. And what I mean by that is start living on your own. Start paying rent, because up until this point, maybe your parents paid for your dorm, let's say, which there's nothing wrong with that. Um, you start paying rent. Maybe you live with somebody, you have a roommate, so learn how to do that. But mainly take care of yourself, learn how to do things for yourself, how to do your laundry, how to cook your dinner, what to eat, where to do your grocery shopping. So spend time learning about yourself, and if you need to change something, even if it's in your late 20s, it's going to be okay. Everything is going to be fine. Because I think it's so important when you realize something like that to go about it, if possible, to go and do it. Because I think the most appropriate time to do something is now, if you can. And what I mean is by that, if you think you can, because maybe you have kids to take care of or some things to do and it's very busy around you, so maybe you feel exhausted. But if you have some time to do what you think you need to do, do it. Don't wait, or don't check box all of the things that society tells you before you do whatever for yourself, because you're the person you're gonna live with 24/7, 365 days a year, all the damn time until you die. So it's not worth it living by somebody else's standards. And trust your intuition and don't second guess yourself. Don't second guess what your intuition tells you. Don't second guess what your body tells you, what your organism tells you. I'm telling you this from actual personal experience. I've had burnouts because I didn't listen. And I'm telling you this, that if you should always listen to what your body says. And I know it says that, and I know it says your 30s in the title, but it can go for your 40s, for your 50s. It doesn't matter. If for example you had bad 30s, if something happened, go for your 40s. Do what you want to do. Listen to yourself and do the things you know are going to be, you're gonna feel good about them, feel happy about them. They're gonna keep you centered, they're gonna keep you calm, they're gonna give you some kind of fulfillment, let's say. So yeah, guys, don't listen to society's expectations of any kind of decade. Just go and do your own thing, and you can tell me in the comments below if you're in your 30s, how they're going, or how they went, or if they're if you're going into them like I am, and what your expectations are, or what your expectations were for them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give a thumbs up or subscribe or do whatever you like, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!